And good food. I mean, you can't go wrong there. Oh, good. Okay. And we're gonna get started on our website class here in just 2 minutes, just to allow everyone to get enough time to get signed in and whatnot. But yeah, we'll be going over website 101 for the most part today, kind of getting you familiar with your website. So like the back end of it, like the settings, all the things we can customize, but we'll also talk about ways we can like implement that in our marketing as well, so that we can drive traffic to it. So that will be our goals today. Cool. Yeah. And there's been lots of updates and new releases. Yeah. Yeah, it's great. It's like finally rolling out to they've always talked about more colors and more fonts to the website, things like that. And like on Monday, they just told us like that was released. So I'm excited to see that, even like small things like that, but it goes a long way. I'm just going to grab a water and then we'll get started. Website. Website 101. Yeah, the command websites. Righty. We're going to go ahead and get started. Again, this is website 101 class. So we're going to talk about the command website today, all about it, things that we can change on it, add to it to make it better, the whole nine. But first and foremost, I am Jules. I'm the Market Center trainer here at Keller Williams Ballantine. Anything I'm going over today, if you would like to book a 30-minute one-on-one appointment so that we can break that down, we are contracted with the Market Center Tuesday through Friday, 12 to 2. And we have open tech hours now, 12 to 12:30. And then we have one-on-one appointments starting from 12:30 all the way till 2 o'clock. So if you want to book an appointment with us so that we can help you with your tech or even your marketing, coming to the kwbresources.com page and clicking I need tech help in the top right corner, that's going to bring you right to our Calendly page so that you can book an appointment with us. Hey there. Come on in. For the most part today, we will be in command and we can sign in here with our KW credentials. And command, of course, is at agent.kw.com. Okay, awesome. So first thing to note, I just want to pull up everyone's website or have you guys pull up your own website and just talk through just a couple basics. And where you can do that is going to be, so in command here, again, we're signed in at agent.kw.com. On the left-hand side, we're going to click the last icon on that toolbar. So as we're learning this toolbar, we can always click that KW in the top left to kind of expand those out so we can see what each section or icon is. And of course, for websites today, we're going to be primarily in the website section here. That's where I'm going to go. So when we click on our websites page or our websites section, your URL is going to display right here in the middle of the page. So if you would like to go ahead and copy that and put it into another tab. Hey. Oh, sounds good. Yeah, this will be a good one, hopefully. So these are our command websites in general. And again, where I found that URL is in the website section of command, and it's like the main URL on this page here. And I copied and pasted that into another tab. So I just want to note a couple things that if you are using the command website URL that they provide you, so this does not apply to you if you have a custom domain, like through GoDaddy, for example. But with these website URLs, if you're getting that printed places, just a heads up, it does not work with www dot in front of it. I know that's usually common with website URLs. This website won't work with www dot in front of it. And just to prove it to you, if you put that in there with your websites too, this is what happens. So we just want to make sure if we're getting that printed that we don't include www dot in front of it. You can just simply put your domain exactly how it's displaying up here, actually. So mine would be juliadesigns.kw.com. Don't forget that extra dot in there. That's sometimes forget. You do not have to put the H, especially in print. So that HTTPS like / that's great to make it clickable. Like if you're like posting that on Facebook or something. But like with print marketing, you don't have to include that, and it's going to work great. The less the better for that. Awesome. So this is just like the basic look of our website. We're going to talk about all the things about this homepage, how we can update it and things. Before we get to that though, so I'm going to go back into our tab into command. And if you can click on your name at the very top and go to settings, then find connect settings on the left-hand side and marketing profile. So again, that's up by your name. We clicked on that. We clicked on settings, connect settings, and marketing profile. So one thing I want to make sure everyone has turned on is this green toggle right here, right at the top of your marketing profile. This is allowing the information on this page to actually go sync over to your command site. So if you have this turned off, it's not going to be branded to you. Yeah, absolutely. Here, let me click your name in the top right of command. Yes. Just let me know when you're logged into command. I'll catch you up. And then scrolling down this page, it's going to be pretty straightforward. This is all your contact information. And now this is where your contact information in command and your website, this is where it's pulling from. So if you're like on your website and you're like, I have a new headshot and I don't know why it's not displaying, come into your marketing profile to see if it's updated here. And if it's not, you can upload it here. And that's what's going to sync onto the website. So this whole section here is pulling onto your homepage of your website and other pages. You there? Yeah, name and settings. And then connect settings. Yeah, left hand, and then marketing profile. Yep. So truly this section in general, when you're onboarded by Scott Leroy Marketing, they set this up for you. So really in this section, I just want to make sure that we're kind of just eyeing over to make sure all your information looks correct to you, so that you can make any changes here. Now, anything with a red asterisk, that's going to be required. So there are a couple things that aren't required. For example, slogan, just a heads up, this doesn't display anywhere right now. So don't feel the need that you need to come up with a random slogan all of a sudden. And if I were to be honest, I would just ask ChatGPT to come up with a creative one for me. But just a heads up, it's not displaying anywhere right now. So you don't need to worry too much about this specific field. But again, kind of just eyeing over and making sure all our information looks good here. If you are have an affiliation with the military, we can add that in. A bio, so this will be a good one. This feeds to your website to the About Me page, and I'll show you that. But as long as we're updating that here, that's going to, again, sync over to our website. So this is going to be the main place we'd want to update that for our website. Yeah, hit me. Yeah, you can absolutely just go with it. There's not like compliance like rules that I'm aware of for like bio. Again, I would use ChatGPT because it's my best friend. And I would usually when I'm talking to ChatGPT, I always say, act as a real estate professional. Like I start it there so I could give it a framework to begin with. And then I would say, and write me a biography, including these bullet points, and just bullet point some things about me. And then have it write it. If it spits out something long, I would say just like rewrite this a little shorter because it kind of babbles sometime. But you can just ask ChatGPT to write it for you, and then just knowing this is going to be the spot we'd want to update it for our website. And yeah, feel free to jump in with any questions at any time. I'm happy to help. So just scrolling down here. So we got our mobile phone number and office phone number. Just a heads up, if you are a provisional broker, you do need to have our office phone number displaying here. And this is our office phone number. So if you're a PB, you do need to have our office number anywhere you display your number for compliance. If you are not a PB, you do not need to have our office number actually even on our site. So if you wanted to update both these fields with just your mobile phone number, you absolutely could. And again, if you're not a PB. Scrolling right down, just making sure everyone has their business email displaying here. For the website URL, just a heads up, this is not like picking your domain name. Like we're not, if I typed in something different here, it wouldn't change the domain name to my actual website. What this is pulling to is like our internal site. So like kw.com, just to show you where this displays. So like when people are on like our kw.com generic site and they're finding a real estate agent and there's like a website displaying here, that's where it's pulling from, is your marketing profile. So this is just allowing them to click on your website from the generic KW page. If you're wanting to update your domain name for your command website, I'll show you where to do that, but this won't be that spot. Scrolling on down, this is going to be our market center information. One thing noting here is just in case you were here before we moved offices, just making sure we have our new office address here. For compliance section, we actually don't need anything for compliance for our market center. We're good here. So there's nothing we have to have in this section. Other market centers throughout like the country do. That's why they have this section, but we're good. Social media. Now this is prompting for your social media URLs. So not just like the handle. So like my handle would be JuLeah Designs. It's wanting the full URL, including the www.facebook.com/ and then whatever your Facebook handle is. If you're not sure how to find your Facebook URL, all you would have to do is go to facebook.com and sign in here. And this is, of course, for Facebook example. We would just go to our profile. Like, so even if you're like on Instagram, whatever feed that you're, or platform you're on, we would always just go to our actual profile. And we would take the URL up here, and this would be it for my personal page. Now, if I wanted that to be my business page, right, if with our 2 pages in Facebook, this would be, this would be my, my URL for my business page. And I would recommend personally, if you're going to post one on your website, your business page would be great because that one should be all about your real estate business. So we can like copy that. And then we would like paste it right in here, like so. Yes, that. Yep, they're like, well, like they're not like the same, like you would, oh yeah, steps. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you're so right. You just always go to your profile and just copy that URL. Scrolling on down to Google Analytics ID. So this is directly applying to our website. So what Google Analytics ID allows is for Google to track your traffic on your website. So you can see how many people are visiting your website, which pages they're visiting, like how many clicks you're getting on what. What's cool about this is that this is something Scott Leroy can set up for you. So the things that we would just need to send Scott Leroy if you want this set up on your behalf is we would email support@scottleroymarketing.com. So that's their email. They would just need your command login and your KW email login. And your KW email is a Google account. So that will work for this. Now, if you have a personal Gmail account that you'd rather that be set up under, feel free to send them that login. But you can just, for this setup, the command login and your KW email login, and he'll be able to set this up for you. So you don't have to. Oh, support@scottleroymarketing.com. I know it's really long. And he was the guy who did the like Teller Cloud setup complete email, like if you got onboarded by him, like the technology. So even if you replied to that email, that would go to him too, in case you can't find it. So that would be a good thing to have just set up. I mean, he does it for free. Might as well just shoot him an email and have him do it. And then you would be able to see all your analytics. And he says this, like once he sets it up, he sends you back an email that says to check your analytics, go to analytics.google.com. So you'll have that saved in your email. I forgot which email I set this up under, but I was hoping to maybe show you. I know. I know. Especially like now with like the update, I'm like, don't even ask me for a password. Okay. Let me see if this is the one I set it up under. No. So yeah, I would say on the left-hand side, it would have my website URL on the left-hand side, so I could click on it, and then it have like a nice little graph that like showed you like what times people are visiting your website, like how many clicks you're getting, so you can really see those analytics. And if you're like high C like I am, I like to look at analytics, so I just find it interesting at the very least. Okay, so now we're gonna let me zoom out a little bit. So just a heads up, on that marketing profile page, the very bottom is where you're going to find that save button, just to make sure that we're saving any changes we're making on this page at the very, very bottom, and we'll click save. All right. So now we're going to move into that websites tab. Again, that's going to be the last icon on the left-hand side. And before we get into editing, I'm going to click on settings at the very top white toolbar to walk through a couple settings. So once you click on settings, scroll down a little bit. So my website settings here. So this is where, if you wanted to update your domain name, this is where you could update that. The only thing that's required really is that like no other KW agents can have it. So like if somebody else already has it, they won't let you take it. Something else I want to note compliance-wise, if you are licensed in South Carolina or plan to be licensed in South Carolina, they do not allow in their domain names in South Carolina real estate or realty, so that people aren't confused that you're a brokerage or something. I just think that's just like, we're so close to South Carolina, so and having those different rules is so confusing. I know. But like if that's your plan to get licensed in South Carolina, I personally just wouldn't include that in your URL. Just leave that off so that you don't have to even worry about that if you do get licensed there. So typically what your URL is the exact same thing as your KW email, but just instead of an @ sign, there's a dot in there. And Scott Leroy does that for consistency. But of course, you can update that to whatever you would like that to be. Now, on the topic of subdomains, kind of leads into custom domains. So what a custom domain is so like if you went to go buy a domain name that was like your first and last name.com. So for example, with our company, we have a custom domain we bought with GoDaddy, and it's like $12 a year, and it's JuLeahDesigns.com. And now this will go to our website. But if you go to GoDaddy or even Google Domains and buy a custom domain for whatever you want to do business as, that can be forwarded over to the command website. Again, that's something Scott Leroy does for you for free. So it's not something you have to know how to do. The only thing you have to know how to do is just to go buy a custom domain if you want it. Again, it starts at like $12 a year. I think it's a good investment. It's really great for SEO because with those command sites, because there's a .kw.com in there, it groups everybody's KW websites together in regards to Google. So if anyone were to search like North Carolina Realtor, there is no way your website's going to come up because that's way too saturated of a search. especially with like these domain names, because it groups all KWs together. So if we got a custom domain though, that was like JuLeahDesigns.com or whatever, and that's forwarded over to your website, then that will, one, boost up SEO, but two, if you're getting that printed anywhere, like signs or something, it's just unlikely that people are gonna remember that extra .kw.com in there. There's just so many times of error there. Well, we did GoDaddy. That's the one I'm most comfortable with, that I just have the most experience with. Yeah, it's $12, or it's $12 a year. Yeah, it's like, I think that's a, ah, cool, yes. Right, and it's so worth it for your branding. That just really does like help drive traffic even to your website. Correct, yes. Thank you for bringing that up, including your custom domain name. I just wouldn't recommend it. It's just going to limit you. If you do get licensed in South Carolina, you would maybe have to buy a new one or just forward over another one. It's just, yeah, I would keep it without it. We're just too close to that line of South Carolina. All right, scrolling right down. So just a heads up, this is where your app URL is, just in general. And you'll see that this is not changeable, but this is where we can copy it if we would like. Now, this is not the place I would recommend sharing your KW app link. How I would go about sharing this URL to make your lives easier is just through the command app. So if you don't already have the command app, I would download it. And just to show you how we can share that. No, please. No, it's the command. Yeah, it's that one. It's the red app with a white KW. So there are two apps to make your lives extra fun. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So there's two apps, one for the customer and one for you. So the command one with the red app and the white KW, that's for you to sign in. And that's like the mobile version of this. The other, just the KW app, white app with the red KW, that is for your contacts, yeah, to search for homes on the go. So kind of think about like a Zillow app or something, where they can see all the homes around them based off their current location, see all the photos and stuff. So that one's for your clients, and then we are the command app. So just a heads up too, if you're ever prompted on the other app, so the not command app, to sign in, you don't have a sign in as the agent. Your sign in is to command. If that makes sense. And let's see if I remember my password. Okay, up by your name, and it's kind of hidden up there. So this is the best way to share this app, which is sharing the other app so they can search for homes on the go. So we can tap our name at the top, and then there's going to be an option to share my KW app link. So when we click that, it's going to give us options. Now, since it's a mobile app, like texting would probably be the most common way to share that. And like if you choose someone to text that to, it gives like a little default message, and it says, but it pastes in your custom URL here. And it's really important that you share it this way so that when that client signs up on the app, that lead goes right into your command account and you can see all their activity they're doing. But it's important to share it this way because this URL is branded to you, meaning you would get that lead.
You're sending should also be in the command.
As long as they signed up on it. Yes, because they do get an option to not, like to skip it. But I'll show you a setting that we can like update. No, emailing does work. They would just have to open it on their phone email, which like people check their phone email all the time.
Yes.
Right. It would just give them kind of instructions on how to go to the app store to download it because it's a mobile app. So like if you're sharing, like if you're trying to share a way your clients can search like on the computer, your website URL would be best to share for that versus like your app is great for the phone use. If that makes sense. So scrolling down to these preferences, just want to make sure everyone's is enabled. I think by default, everyone's is enabled. It just allows the website to provide all the tools to your clients that you would like it to. But scrolling down to this section, I think this is pretty important. Forced registration. So what this is that we're able to select here, and I think by default, everyone's is unrestricted, meaning when people go to your website, they can look at unlimited properties without them getting prompted to like sign up so that you get their lead information. I don't think that's probably best for you guys. We want as many leads as we can get, right? So I would personally recommend the 2 properties option is what I'd recommend, or the 10 properties. That way they can like get their foot in the door. They can kind of see the value your website's going to be able to provide them. And then after like looking at a couple properties, it's going to pop up like sign up on my website to continue searching so that you can capture that lead. So I like the 2 properties option. If you want like maybe a little more like leeway for them to search, maybe 10. But I think between those 2 options are the best options. No, like they like on your website, there is like a login button in the top right, but if it's unrestricted, that's like the only thing that prompts them versus like if you set that at 2, once they view their 3rd property, it won't let them view anymore without them putting in their contact info. So like that. I think, yeah. And that's what I see most agents do too. 2 it is. Love it. Really?
Yeah, I remember last time. I don't know if it does it automatically.
No, I mean, it definitely shouldn't. If it did, that's a glitch. It's, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I remember doing that in our classes before.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, that's, maybe with the website updates, or was that post website update? That was post website update, right? Well, okay, let's save it one more time. See. Well, that's a pain in the butt though. That should not be how it works. Yeah, give it a save one more time here. I that should like a lot of our clients that we work with, like there's definitely keeps working because I have to sign in when I'm looking at their website. It's kind of a pain for me as a marketer, but like it's great for them. So maybe it's a new update thing. All right, we made our changes there. So that's all the settings here in this section that we want to look over. So if you scroll back up and click on edit my website. Actually, wait, don't click on it yet. Sorry. That's okay. I didn't know it was going to bring us there. If you go back into command, sorry, I just want to show you the like less scary version of this. So in websites, and go back to my websites and then click edit agent site. Yeah, click on that one. So this is like the basic view. And then like in the top right, there's like a mode we can get into expert mode. We'll dive into that, but I just want to show you this view. So on the left-hand side, there's a couple things we can do in this basic view. So starting with that like paintbrush thing. So we can change the coloring. Again, very limited options, but it's more than before. They had like 2 options before. So you can change the color of that to whatever you see fit. So like maybe if you're like a little luxury, you might want a darker look or something like that. But they are constantly releasing new colors. So if, and I'll be releasing that in like team meetings once I hear note of that. So I will always let you know as they're releasing more branding things, but here are the options for coloring right now. Just a heads up. So on this plus sign, oh, that's fine. And if you are changing your color, if you make any changes to that, just click publish in the top right, and that's what's going to save it. And you'll see like a little banner in the bottom right that says like page successfully saved. Then like moving up on that toolbar to the plus icon. So right now there's only one thing that we can kind of like add from this view, but this is one of the most important things to add to our websites in general. So blog posts. Blogs are really, really great for search engine optimizations as well, because this is a way that our website can get in front of people Googling besides real estate. So again, real estate and like North Carolina real estate, that's just like a really saturated Google search. So the chances that your website's going to come up for that search is just probably not likely. However, let's say we have on our website like the top new restaurants in the Ballantine Bowl to go check out. Then if someone were to be Googling, what Ballantine Bowl spot should I check out? And your website then pulls up on Google because you have a blog post on it. Well, that's a reason they just got onto your website without it being directly correlated with real estate. So that's why blogs are very helpful with SEO. And with these sites now, adding blog posts is kind of nice. So I'm going to kind of go through one way that I would go about doing blogs. So I'm going to click on blog, and I'm going to use ChatGPT. I always do. So in a new tab, I'm going to open up ChatGPT. Oh, and spell it right. There we go. And I always frame it with act as a real estate professional and write me a blog post for my website. And then of course you can finish it with anything. I'm going to use about home tips to prepare my house, prepare client's house for the spring market. And make it more about that. You know, it can be anything. If you wanted to as well, my other like example was like, let's say you're on a website like Axios or something and you see something cool on there. You can also copy and paste what the article said and say, rewrite this for a blog post so that one, you're not plagiarizing, and two, it can write it in a real estate tone. So another option is just like using an article out there in the world and just having ChatGPT rewrite it as a blog. So though we can click on enter. And it's going to write that out for us. And what I like about ChatGPT, it does a good job at using keywords because it's also using keywords for its answer. So it does a good job including keywords into its answers as well. I should have been more clear that I don't need it this long. Gosh. I'm going to say that though. I'm going to say rewrite shorter, way shorter. And just a heads up, you could also say and in X language, or just throwing out ideas of ways that you can utilize ChatGPT. Ooh, I like that one. I use friendly a lot. That's a good one. Okay. So then it's going to tweak that for us. And that's way shorter, but that's good. So then on the right-hand side, I can like copy this with that icon in the top right to copy, or like if I highlighted everything and copied it that way, either way. Then I would go back into my command account. Nope, not that one. And then there's a few things I have to fill out here. So one is going to be the headline. Of course, we're going to need the body of it. So I'm going to paste that into the body first. Then I'm going to take the title it gave me and put that into the headline. Then the last thing we have to have here for blog posts is a photo. And for this, I would recommend using a site like, so I use pexels.com. Another site is Pixabay, Pixabay. Those are two sites that have stock images, so you don't ever have to worry about like copyright infringement. Pexels, Pexels.com, and then Pixabay is Pixabay.com. Now, I always like to say this story when I say this is there was an agent who went to Google and like found a photo they liked and put it as the like image in the background of their website. And it was a National Geographic like photo. And so they fined her like $2,500 and then made her take it down. So she had to pay to take it down. That always gets me. So with that story in mind, this is why I really like sites like this, because you don't even have to worry about. These are all free to use. So maybe, I will say though, for these sites, it's kind of harder to find what you're looking for, like exactly what you're looking for. Like if I search Charlotte, for example, there's like very minimal like Charlotte ones. However, try to get creative with your searches. Like if that's not working, try to search like, maybe even ask ChatGPT to come up with some creative searches, because it's just looking for some keywords there. I'm gonna try spring home, see what I got. You'll see like some of them are kind of weird. Yes, you can absolutely use your own pictures. Also, just beware of like sponsored posts. So these are sponsored, so you would have to pay for those. But for this, I kind of like this one. So I'm just gonna download it. Oh, and how I downloaded it. If you hover over, there's a download button in the bottom right. So in case that's like really big and you're not seeing it, it's in the bottom right. And then that's just going to download it to your computer so that you have that file, so we can easily just pull that into our website. So here we can browse for that, pull that in. And then boom, we can click publish in the top right, and we got a blog post on there. So now we just helped our website pull up on Google. And there's a way that we can even share this then blog post if we wanted to then, once we publish that, go post on Facebook. Hey guys, check out my blog post. I'm sharing about the spring market. I'll show you how to do that next. Multiple blog posts? Yeah. You would have to kind of like build them out one at a time, but yeah, you can do multiple. And like on your website, how that displays, I'm going to refresh here. Oh, and my color updated, so it's dark now. But there's a couple places our blog is going to display. So at the very bottom of your homepage is a blog section here. So these are custom blogs I've added in the past. There's also a blogs page on your website, like on that top menu bar. So one way we could share our blogs on like Facebook, for example, is we could take this URL even, like our URL/blog. And if we go to Facebook and say, check out all my blogs, with that URL, they could click and that would drive traffic back to your website. Or we could even like, let's click on that blog we just created, and that gives us its own URL. So if we wanted to share just this blog post by itself, I could copy this URL and go to Facebook and say, need some tips for your home this spring. Here is a blog from my website to check out. And again, that would drive traffic back to it. Any questions on that? Yeah. I mean, I would copy and paste it and then ask ChatGPT to reword it or rewrite it for you. And then, yeah, then that's not plagiarizing. Oh, yes. The KW one, that is pulling from the marketing profile. And let me like show you exactly where in the marketing profile. So like by your name, settings, connect settings, and marketing profile. It's this, and you have to scroll down. It's under the Market Center brokerage. Is this logo that it's pulling from, and that should be the Charlotte Ballantyne one if Scott Leroy set you up. If you're needing to find our logos, I can show those steps as well. It's unfortunately in kind of a random spot. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, yes. In the team logo. Yes, so like the team, so it does give an option for your headshot and then the team logo, and that displays like that. I know that's a bad example now that it's dark. Yeah. And that's, yeah, yes. And that's how you get that logo on there. All right. All right. So on this, and then still just kind of continuing up that menu bar on the left-hand side, we were here with that plus sign and blog post. For the pages, right now, there's only minimal we can change here and on the home page. So if we click on homepage, just a couple things we can change right in basic mode is going to be the headline or title. So that's going to be this big writing on your homepage. Then those banner images, so those are the scrolling images in the background. So those can be edited as well. I believe there's like a default 5 that they give you. However, utilizing sites like pexels.com and Pixabay, you could find some stock images, or again, yeah, if you have your own images you'd like to use, that might be a really great way to customize this to you. And again, those are the scrolling images in the background there. Interesting. This is new. So content, we have option. What happens if I do custom button? Oh, interesting. I would definitely keep that as search bar. Search bar, I mean, of course, we want to be able to search. And with your command website, the IDX function of your website is probably the best part about it. It actually syncs faster from the MLS than Zillow does. So it syncs less than an hour time-wise. So if your clients really want the most up-to-date feed of the market, your website is better to check out than Zillow is. So I would always keep the search bar there. It is cool though, now that you can hide rent. I've been asked that in the past. So it looks like now it does give you the ability to hide rentals if you would like that to not display on your website. I would keep it probably just to make your website more of a tool so that people aren't running off to Zillow or whichever website you can look at rentals. We want as many people driven to our website as possible. So scrolling down on the right-hand side too to show you how this displays featured properties, what we're able to change here, and I'll show you in expert mode how we're going to update this more. But just in the basics, right? We got the title, we got the description or the words underneath it. We have a central point. So by default, it is our market center. I would recommend maybe keeping it there unless you do specialize elsewhere. Like I have agents that specialize in Shelby and Gaston County. That would be a great reason to change that central point. I wouldn't see, like, unless that is you, I would probably keep it as our market center. And it is populating a surrounding 20 radius miles. So it's a lot of homes that it's covering there, or land. We have a price range here. So if we really wanted to make our site more luxury, for example, we could change the price range, with a minimum of maybe $1 million so that we're only showing the luxury properties here. So just so kind of a way to customize that to your brand. Scrolling down to testimonials, I'll show you how we're going to add those. All we can change here is just like the title and what it says underneath it. And then same thing for blog. We can change like the title and what's underneath it. No, it's a manual thing, unfortunately. So if you are gathering testimonials, I would definitely recommend gathering them at Google or for your Google reviews, just because for Google reviews, they have to sign into their own Google account to leave you a review. Versus your website, you could take your Google reviews and copy and paste them yourself and display the ones you want. So if you're going to push them anywhere, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it here just because you can have more control over that. Yes, and you can display up to 12. So I'd pick like your best 12 and display those on the homepage, and I'll show you how to do that. All right, so that is like the basic view here. Any changes we're making, just be sure that we're clicking publish in the top right so we're not losing anything. But then we're about to turn into experts, just like that. And we're about to go into expert mode. Which one? Sorry. Oh, these. They're the ones that are scrolling behind I think my video. Just a heads up, there is a video option there, but it is wanting, oh, there's a new upload. This is really recent, guys, because this week there was only YouTube and Vimeo like options. Now you can upload your own photo or own video. So instead of them being scrolling like photos in the background, you could upload like your own like video of like a home tour instead or something like that. That is new and cool. Cool. Okay. All right. Sorry, that was a tangent. Let's go into expert mode by clicking expert mode in the top right. And this is going to be like the back end of our website. So this is like everything that we can see here. So first, I do want to talk through the homepage, and then I'm going to talk through how we can add just a couple pages to our website very, very easily with just a couple clicks. But starting with the homepage, how you can edit pages on your website in general is we're going to find that page under like default pages here, and we're going to click on the hyperlink default homepage. And that's going to open up like a totally new section with like modules on this left-hand side and a preview on the right-hand side. So kind of with this, and you'll see a lot of similarities with like that basic view we saw, but we can click down each module here to make our edits. So you'll see again, right? This is very similar to what we just saw, the title. We can edit the custom images here. And that's the main thing we can change with the, like the hero, like this part. For feature properties though, there's something we can click in here. So let's click on feature properties list and scroll down just a little bit. What I want to make sure everybody's is turned on to is like this little field here where it says add listings, making sure everyone's is dynamic. Are you on the homepage, this view? Are you here? I'll come to you. Oh, okay. Okay, let's click on page like this one. Yeah, homepage. And then should get us here. Okay, yours are just like expanded already. So that's the listing list. So that's perfect. That's that's the one. Okay. Oh, no worries, please. So let's scroll down just a little bit here. And click on page homepage. Yeah, that one. That should. Okay, yes. Oh. You're looking good. So I'm about to click on the second section.
The second one?
Yes. And then like the main thing I'm going to point out is scroll down just a little bit here. Is that, okay, good. I just want to make sure it's dynamic, but there's something else we can toggle on here. So yes, with the second section for featured properties, making sure that under add listings that it says dynamic there, that will allow like listings to auto feed onto your website without having to manually add those. Then scroll down just a little bit. So there's a couple things that we can like feature these by. So first thing I'm going to expand open is featured listings by. And I want to toggle on for sure my affiliated brokerages / market centers. So for compliance, technically you're only allowed to market like our market center listing. So compliance wise, this is like actually needed. So just having this turned on, and then we can also turn on my listings, this toggle as well. I would recommend turning that on. That will allow like your listings to auto feed onto your homepage. However, like it doesn't mean it's going to display like at the front of that, just a heads up. So just right above that, there's like a sort listings by section. So I don't know what that defaults by, but like you can update that to, you know, however you want to. Recently updated is what I most commonly see agents use. But that's meaning like, okay, then anytime like our market center has a new listing, that will push that one to the front. So it doesn't mean your listings are going to display at the front there. However, if you didn't want it to display at the front, you could pin a listing. So I have this one pinned, for example. So this one's always at the front for me. So like, let's say I have a listing that I really want to feature on my website because I told my clients that I would do that. I could come into here and pin it so it would display first on the homepage of my website. But that would be a manual process if you want it at the front of that list. Oh, yes, yes. Yep, exactly. Yeah, you add it with that plus and yeah, subtract it with the minus. Which for my example, that was a good example. It was already sold, so I probably wanted to, yeah. Yeah, so you know, remove that one. So having this toggle on is the most important. It's just having dynamic on and then affiliated brokerage one on. So we're in compliance there. Scrolling down under filter listings, to expand that out. So you can get really specific with this. So, for example, I didn't want any of my, like any rentals to show. So I only clicked on sale. And then I'm able to also select like which statuses I want to display. So maybe I don't want under contracts to display. I can choose that. Property types, this is what I checked off. You know, of course, if you're a land specialist, you might not want to do that. But just kind of to show you ways you can customize that section of the homepage to more so fit you. Keywords is kind of cool, but I don't really know how applicable it is. So like this is like pulling from their property description. So let's say you put like pool in here. So all the houses that have pool in their property description would display. I don't know really how, yeah, again, how applicable that is. I just think it's cool. Yeah. You can absolutely use that as a referral. I think if you don't have anything selected here, it's going to pull everything. So this is really if you just wanted to get specific with it. No, will like if you select nothing here, it will display everything. No, no, I would vote no. But like what is multifamily? Isn't that like apartments? Which, oh, okay. So that would still count. Okay. Okay. Wait, let's just prove this first before I say this and then lie to you all. You wanted those to, yeah, I mean, on the, yeah. I mean, I unchecked it all and then here's my featured listings on the right-hand side. And it's displaying so in theory, it shouldn't display anything if I, wait, no, I didn't save. Ah, I don't know. Hold on. Okay, save. I'll make great. Oh, wait, it's yellowing it, meaning probably I have to put something there. No. There we go. Wait, that did it. Okay. Yeah, and that still works. Like because in theory, right, like if I didn't have houses selected, I should see no houses. But I'm seeing houses. So my vote is if you don't have, oh, you know what? Why don't we just select all of them and then we don't have to worry about it. There we go. I like this option. I feel safer about it, guys. Okay, I checked them all. I'll click save. Let's make sure that saves. And two, like as you're saving things, just making sure that you're getting this green like banner up here makes me feel better. Okay. Okay. So I checked them all, guys, but I don't actually know. All right, scrolling down, I'm gonna go to testimonials list. So this is where we can kind of choose just a few settings that we're able to select here. So these things we saw on the basic view, the title and description. Dynamic will allow, again, that to auto feed onto there. So if you do have like people, if you do end up having people like going to your website to leave a review, those would auto feed onto your website under dynamic. And right now I'm sorting by the newest published date. Makes sense. Oh, and the max number is 9, not 12. Sorry. You can display 9 on your homepage. So to add feature testimonials, I'm going to use the example of, okay, I have a Google business page and I want to pick and choose some to put on my website. So what the steps would be is I'm going to go look at my Google reviews. Oh, we were flagged today. I know, and it's so annoying to get back to. You left too many reviews in a short period of time. Just a heads up, they will flag your account if you go leave too many reviews in a short period of time. We didn't know that. So I'll just pull up Valentine's just to give you an example. Oh, wait, no, it's because I'm on Yahoo. Sorry, guys. Well, then I still have hope that we're on there, but we really did get banned. Oh, yes. See, we had 37 reviews and now we have 20 all of a sudden because we got flagged. Thanks, guys. I know I was. It said they're temporarily filtering them to make sure we're not a robot. I don't know. What? Oh, thank you. And it might be there, might not because of that. So yes, fun stuff. But using these, so here's my Google review page here. So I can click on my Google reviews, like 20 Google reviews to open them up. Oh, there's yours. I'll use yours. So what I would do for this here, so in command, so I would click that add button under feature testimonials there in that section, in that module, I click that plus button. And then once I click that plus button, I'll see this drop down like select new or create testimonial. And I can click to create a new one. Once I click that, it's going to pop me into kind of a new screen that it's wanting me to fill out my testimonial. And there's a few things I have to fill out here. So star rating, 5 always. Then we're going to paste in that review from Google. So we're going to copy that and paste it. Okay. Then we would give it a name. And now you do have to select client since date. Let me see if that's still true. Yep. Isn't that crazy? It's required. And like, I don't know any agents that know the exact date and time that they started working with somebody. I think that's a little wild. So what I would do personally, like if you know the year even that they started working with you, I would just do like the year and just go to probably January 1 of that year and just do that. It's really not that important. I'll show you on my website how that displays because I think it only does like month. So it does like month and year. So you definitely don't need to know the day and time. But even if you have like no clue and you just have like a ballpark, I would just probably do like January 1st of whichever year you think you started working with them. Can always be changed, just a heads up. But then once we click publish, it will let us. No, nothing else is required. Oh no. Almost too many features on this. Let's find out. I turned it on, so let me see how that displays. Because I didn't turn that on for anybody else, so we'll see if there's a difference. Okay, so once we have that published with this nice green bar letting us know it's published, at that time we can go click on back because it's going to bring us back to like to pick that testimonial. And now when we click on that drop down list, we're going to see that testimonial we just created at top, so we can select on that. And then click save. Oh no, you're good. You can have now up to 9. I don't see a difference. Let's see. Take me a second. See it there. Okay, it's taking a second to come over. But I'll find out if recommended does anything. Lastly, on the blog list here, what I would recommend doing, I don't know what it is by default, but I don't think it's this. So of course, having dynamic, we always want to see dynamic. That lets us know that it's like auto-populating things. But by sort by date, I like to do the newest published date. That way, when I go into like basic mode and simply just add it to my website in that view, it will push that right to the top of my blog list. So if that's not by sort by newest published date already, I would click on that and sort by that to make your life easier. And we're under for the blog now. Okay. Okay, and newest, okay, good. And sort by newest published date. So that's perfect. Was that just like defaulted for you? Okay. Phew. Okay, good. I like that. Perfect. So be sure you're clicking save in the top right or publish if you made changes. And then I know we're at time, but I just want to show you how easy it is to add just a couple pages to your website to make it more of a tool if you've not already added these. So to get back to like the home, we can click the logo in the top left, either that or go return back to dashboard that way. But either way, it's going to get us back there. So let's add a mortgage calculator to our site. And how we can do that is just by clicking for mortgage calculator template, like under quick start here. If we add that page, so we click on it, it's going to show us a preview on the right hand side. That's my website. Yeah. Okay, I don't know about this. Okay, so just clicking that under quick start. There's nothing we need to change here. On the right hand side, you should see the preview. Raise your hand if you don't see the preview though. And then we can click on publish in the top right. And boom, we just added a mortgage calculator to our website. So now it's just even more of a tool to our clients. We can share that URL. It's giving me an error just because I already added it to my website, but that should be working for you. There are now a couple more I saw under quick start that they've added. So there's a template to download my app. I'm going to click on it. Cool. Well, almost cool. I'm going to publish it and see how it displays. So all I did though, right, from that quick start, I clicked on download my app and then I clicked publish in the top right, and that's all you have to do to add it to your site. Oh, cool. That's awesome. So they added, you know how you were asking like on your website, like if they get to a website, they added a QR code now so that if they do, yeah, it is. I love it. Cool. So that's fun. So that's a fun page to add to our website. Very easy too, right? All we did was click on that card and we clicked publish in the top right. Made sure we got this green banner and we can return back to the dashboard. Then let's just keep doing that with all four of these. So I'm going to do that for download my app, mortgage calculator, home valuation, and why work with KW. So home valuation is next. Let's click on it. Now you can change things. I know I'm just like clicking on it and clicking publish because that's what adds it to our website. Now you can change like the page title if you wanted to, or what that says right on this home page here. Like you'll see, you can say ready to like say something different. But just I wanted to just to show you the ease of adding these kind of templates right to our site. And the last one I'm going to add here is the why work with KW template. Again, clicking on it. Again, just to show you on the left-hand side, I'm able to make edits if I would like. So I could click on under page contents is where you're going to find modules is what they call them. And like clicking on them will expand them down. So like you can make any changes that you're wanting to here on why working with KW is so great. But then clicking publish in the top right is what's going to get that to be published onto your website. And again, I've already added this one. And then in regards to your live website, where those menu items then display is up by your menu here. Like we have the About Me, we have Search Properties. Under More is where we're going to find the pages that we add to it. So, you know, I just added a mortgage calculator, for example, or the download my app. That's so cool. So now if I wanted to as well, I could just like take this URL and go post that to Facebook and say, you need to download my app. Here is a page to do so. And again, it drives traffic right back to your website. So the more kind of tools or value you can put on your website, then the better, like you can share that out and people would actually click on it because they want to engage. Say that again, ask me one more time. Mhm. Mhm. Yes, you can see that in command. Now, as long as they're signed up on your website. So like, and maybe as you're sharing your website, that might be a good part of your script, being like, hey, can you just, if you're able to sign up on your website, that way I can see, what you're doing on there, so I can send you tailored searches to what you're looking at. But yeah, in the like top right here, where it asks them to log in, and you know how we set up those restrictions, so once they're viewing, so it's going to prompt them to sign up after viewing a couple accounts. And this is all it's going to prompt for, just like a name and and an email. And this lead would go right into your command account as soon as they sign up on your website. So you could then share, they would be right into command, and where you could see that lead come in as well. Just a heads up, as soon as they come in, they'll be in that bell icon. So you'll have a new lead up there or a new notification, and an extra little thing to show you in contacts. We are actually able to filter people that come in from our website or app. So if we do contacts and filters, and it's agent site connection here. If we have put this as connected and apply, this is going to filter anyone who's come in from our website or our app, so leads from there. And we also know that because these little check marks next to them, that lets you know the same thing, that they came on the website or app. Cool. Okay, and I can also see, yeah, if I click over to your, yeah, it must be unique. And so it's already on your website is what it's saying. Yeah, for sure. And so, yeah, with those leads that come in on your website, as they are saving things, favoriting items and things like that, when we click on a contact, we're going to be able to see all their activity on this right-hand side. So this is kind of an example, like on my website, I was looking at neighborhoods, so I can see which neighborhoods I looked at. So you'll see all that activity as long as they are signed up on your website. We're logged in. Yeah, great questions. Yes. So there's not a way to anchor like menu items or like link menu items right now to be anchors, like meaning when you click on it, it goes to a different website. But a lot of websites can be embedded onto our website. That does rely on whichever website you're trying to get onto your website, their permission settings, if they allow that to be publicly displayed. But just to kind of show you, and also just a heads up, on Thursday, we have like an advanced website class. So we'll be going over some of these things too, but kind of just to show you um, how you could do that, and it's kind of cool. So let's say I wanted to like throw a YouTube video on my site. Let's just do one of ours. So what I would need, I would just pull up the video I want on my website. And I could click like the share icon for like video, for example, and copy the URL. So that's all I need is like the URL. Then in our like expert mode only, if we click our plus icon on the top right, there's a ton of things that we can do on here. And one of them is going to be iframe embed. And what that is basically like all it's prompting for here is just a URL. And as long as this website, see, this one is not, this permission, it won't let us. But let's do like Axios, Charlotte. Hey, I know, right? Let me see if this one works. Yay. So like that, all I needed was the URL of that website, and then embedded on, like it provides an embedding code for our website. So like once we have this published, this didn't add it to our website yet. So we just added that iframe embed into our website. So the final step I would need to do here, now that I have that in my website content manager, is go up to the plus sign. I could do, add it to a custom page. And I could say like Charlotte Expert or Charlotte News. And then under add or under page contents, you can click on add modules. Scroll to the bottom here. And there's going to be an iframe embed. And now, since we've already added that to our content manager, it's just going to be in this drop down. So I could add that. And I'll see it on the right-hand side. It's going to like add the entire page and publish it. But that's helpful because then the URL then becomes like your website URL. Even though you're sharing Axios, it's still your website that they're getting driven back to. So like now on my website, under more, see how fast that goes. Charlotte News. Here's my Axios page where they can read all about Axios, but I can take my URL and share that on Facebook so I get people to come. Yeah, so it's got lots of cool features. We do have like a 201 website class Thursday, so we'll dive into like the more of this stuff. Yeah, this Thursday 1 to 2, same room. We'll dive deeper and kind of talk through these kind of things, embedding things onto our website, adding custom items to our website. And yeah. Any questions that I can answer? I'm sorry for going over today. I had just too many things to share. Oh, good. Good. Cool. Yeah, if you do have questions at any point, of course, email us, contact@juleahdesigns.com, or book an appointment with us. Again, that's on kwbresources.com, and clicking I need tech help in the top right corner. That will bring you to our calendar, so that we can break things down together. We can do things together, whatever you'd like in that 30-minute appointment. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming, guys. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's check it out. No problem. It gets really confusing in the back end there. I will say. Oh,
Pictures of a wine glass and stuff, but now I can't figure out.